I'm back. I know. It's been a long time, but you probably are wondering where the third trimester video is, and you're also probably wondering, like, did she have her baby? Like, what's going on? I will get into all that. The birth went extremely well. Breastfeeding was off to a rough start, but we got through it. She's going on 11 weeks this Thursday. Hopefully, I have this video up before then. But this Thursday, my toddler's turning 2 this Friday, July 14th. So a lot is going on, but all is well. I'm very happy. I'm healthy. I'm in the middle of losing some postpartum weight, which I'll talk to you guys about once I hit my goal. So there's a lot going on, and I'm pretty happy. I can't complain. I mean, again, I had some roughness after the birth. The birth went well. The birth was like awesome, and I want to make a video specifically on like home births and natural births because it was amazing. And I also want to make a video on maybe some tips on how to get through tough struggles because I've struggled twice with breastfeeding, but successfully was formula free. Not that I'm against formula, but was formula free for both of my girls. And it was a girl, by the way, because we didn't know the gender. But something was there and near on my heart, and I thought I would just make a quick video because the house is calm. Both children been asleep since 7:30. We have a routine for both of them, and yes, I'm starting the infant young. We bathe them, story time, kind of let them chill out, and then they go to bed. Baby's a little bit different. I nurse her to sleep, but that is the routine in the house, and it gives me a chance to have some me time until the baby wakes up to nurse again. So let me get into it. But since 2015, we have reduced into one income, especially moving and relocating to Kansas last year in April. And around that time, I wasn't making any additional side money or anything. I was pretty much relying on my husband's income. And we had, before that, when we had two incomes, thank God we saved a lot. When we got tax returns, we weren't going to get new cars and a new wedding ring and my hair done and stuff. I mean, we probably treated ourselves to something small. Like, I can't even think. I think we literally saved our whole tax returns. But luckily, we established a really great savings for rainy days, and just to have, it's good to save. So when we had two incomes coming into the home, as well as me doing side things like watching my friends' sons, and I was doing a little bit of like selling things. It was nice just to have that too for additional money in the household to go towards like our monthly expenses. So I digress. So as I got here, I really couldn't do all those extra things. A couple months later, I got pregnant with baby number 2, hence the videos that I had up. So we really didn't want to dip into our savings because we wanted to continue to save, but we also were looking to progress towards paying off more of our debt. Now, the type of debt we have is normal debt that people have, not that to me, I'm realizing more and more shouldn't be normal. You shouldn't be comfortable with debt, although it is a normal thing. But I have student loans. My husband and I have credit cards, and we have our one car note. We have 2 vehicles. One's paid off, and the other one's almost paid off. Also, another thing we did when we had 2 incomes is we paid more on the vehicle that had a payment, because by then we knew we were going to have one income, so we were trying to, pay more on the note instead of the minimum. But I just want to give some tips and tricks on what you can do if you're a stay-at-home mom. Obviously, this is something a lifestyle you have to cultivate with your spouse and get your kids on board as well. But a lot of our stuff, this is number one, is used in our home. I can count on my one hand half of it was new. Our couch is new and our mattresses. Other than that, everything's used. Our dining room table is thrifted. It's from an antique shop. Our armoire, my husband's desk, he got for like $30 off Craigslist, or stands or nightstands. So pretty much everything in our house is pretty much used. And I strategically wanted that. I love antiques and thrifting anyway, so it's kind of like a passion, but also I knew we were on a budget. So when we first got married and we were living in Alaska, we kind of didn't really buy a lot of new stuff because it was just too expensive. And we knew we were relocating, and we would relocate to the lower 48 when we lived in Alaska, and it'd be a little bit more easier on our pockets. So we patiently waited until we relocated, and that's what we did. And there was a lot more thrift shops available, and we pretty much decorate our house, but we kept it simple. Also, another tip I have on a piece of paper is not rushing to buy things. I know when you first move, you want your house to look complete and you don't want emptiness, but it's really nice to get your house the way you want it to if you wait until you find something that you love. Everything that you bring into your house, you should love. It should bring positive energy, and you should be mindful of what you bring into your house. Now, this takes a long time, and it has kind of a concept of the Komori method. I'll link I think there's a YouTube video that's actually the book. I read the book personally, but she really talks about like if it doesn't bring you joy, then you need to get rid of it. And a lot of stuff that we had when we moved to Kansas, a lot of the stuff that I had, it was a ton of clothes. And I really sat down and thought to myself, like, all right, before I was in uniform 5 days a week, from like almost 5:30 in the morning, 6 o'clock, till sometimes 7 to 8 p.m. Then I was in my pajamas, and then I was back in my uniform again. So on the weekends, it wasn't like I could wear my red bottoms unless I was going out. So I really had a lot of clothes that wasn't conducive to my lifestyle. So one place to start when you have one income is start with your closet. Or the things that you don't need, sell them. Make some money. Pay it on a credit card. Put it in your savings account. Um, you know, buy some groceries with it. But a lot of my clothes are gone. I have a capsule wardrobe, and I have at this point, I mean, right now it's postpartum, so I can't fit most of my clothes, but I have about like 20 or 30 items, and I'm probably going to reduce that and recultivate my wardrobe, but I'll get into that later. And we don't really shop for clothes all year round. Like my husband, when he travels to PA because they don't have clothing taxes, he does his clothes shopping. And for me, I do a lot of it online, and I'm moving towards ethical, but they could be a little pricey. So shopping all the time isn't in like my plans. But one good thing you can do, especially for your kids, is shop off season. So right now, I'm kind of looking for summer clothes for the girls next year. I'll know their sizes. I'm pretty on top of the girl sizes, and I also have a capsule wardrobe for my daughter. She has about 3 pairs of shorts, 5 dresses, a lot of undershirts, and like a certain amount of like just things for the week. We wash a lot because she's cloth diapered as well. That's another way to save, both of our daughters. So there's just, kids don't need a lot of clothes. I know they're like, oh, well, they get messy and this and that. Yeah, but if you're going to wash clothes, which most people wash clothes about every other day anyway, then wash their clothes or hand wash whatever stain they got on it and let it be. So that's another thing. Having a capsule wardrobe, because I'm ranting already. The next thing is, again, you want to shop off season. But another thing that we do is we do a monthly budget. Now, we were doing it before, but it was kind of all over the place. But when my husband saw my sister-in-law, she gave him a very detailed budget for the month. So it was on an Excel sheet, and it has a pie chart, and it shows what's coming in, what's going out, what's fixed, and what's variable. So the fixed things will be like your rent, your car note, utilities, and things that are going out of the home that won't change. However, you have your variable ones. So it might be like your water bill. So one month it might be $60, the next month it might be 65. So those things fluctuate. So the pie chart shows that all. And then it shows what you're saving. It shows, everything, like to the nitty gritty. So we were able to base our groceries and what we do off that. So moving forward, once we set our monthly budget, we were able to meal plan and set a specific amount of how much we were going to spend every week on groceries. We go every week. At one point in time, we were running back and forth to the store. I was going to the store about 3 or 4 times during the week. Oh, I forgot an onion. And then you go in there, get an onion, and then you get something else. And we were spending a lot of money. We could not figure out where our money was going. And we thought like the budget that we had and the financial talks that we had were enough, but they weren't. We had to really sit down and see the numbers and really like hold them to receipts and put them, every single time we shop, we plug them into the computer, and it does the math for us to show where we're at with our budget for that week or for food or whatever the case may be. So you really want to sit down and make a plan with your significant other about how you're going to spend things. Now, when it comes to once you have a budget and how much you're going to spend on food, now it's time to plan. So meal planning for me is a lot more successful. I do plan breakfast and I plan dinner. For the most part, we usually have leftovers, so I do that for lunch. But I have been incorporating lunch because I noticed that with me breastfeeding, I eat a lot more. And my husband works out and I'm working out, so our appetites are a little bit bigger. And when the girls are going through like growth spurts, like I'm breastfeeding more, so I'm eating more, and then Zoe might eat more, our oldest. So there's times where I feel like we have to plan each meal and even sometimes snacks. We keep things, for the most part, plant-based. Not all the way plant-based. I used to be vegan. I used to be on the whole bandwagon, no meat. Personally, I can get into it about why I don't, but I don't even care. I eat the way my body feels and the way I want. Obviously clean, and we try to keep our meat clean, but because the price of meat is a lot higher, it's just a lot easier for us to make simple meals with like rice, quinoa, get it in bulk, oatmeal, buy raisins, lots of fruits and vegetables. The people are against frozen vegetables. I don't know why. The thing about frozen vegetables is they are frozen at their peak, at their freshest point. So I don't see what's wrong with them. For us, it saves us money. And for me, we eat a ton of veggies, like a ton. Like we eat for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, sometimes even snack on them. So frozen vegetables kind of weigh things out from the fresh. So if you're looking, sorry, I thought someone woke up. But if you're looking to save money, I highly recommend fresh vegetables, but also looking into frozen. Again, we like to make smoothies, so frozen fruit and stuff like that makes it easier for us. And just keeping it somewhat plant-based. But again, we do eat meat. It's just a lot more expensive to eat quality, high-quality meat. So we keep things plant-based. Another thing is keeping your meals simple. At the beginning of the week, sometimes I make a big thing of quinoa. Overnight oats, I'll make a big thing of rice. You can use brown rice for breakfast, and you can use it for throw it together with some beans. I make a lot of beans. Sometimes I buy canned beans. I know people are against them, but Whole Foods 365, although we don't have one in our area, actually has BPA free liners in their cans. So it makes things a little bit easier. We buy garbanzo beans, and I can give them to my daughter for a snack, or make hummus and throw them with a salad or some pita bread. So just keep your meals really simple and keep them where you can just make them real fast and not be stressed. All right, I'm getting in trouble because this video is already 13 minutes. Buy in bulk when you can. I know a lot of people are going zero waste, and I am trying to be a little bit more mindful of how much plastic we bring in our house, but sometimes bulk shopping just helps a lot better. We're into Costco's. We have a membership. Unfortunately, our Costco's about an hour and 45 minutes, so we go there every couple months, and we just stack up on things like staples. Like we stack up on staples for sure, like almond butter, frozen fruits and vegetables in large bags, so we can make smoothies, and like steamed vegetables and just throw them with rice, big bags of rice. So things like that we just stock up on at Costco's. Also the bulk section. You don't pay for the packaging, so it's cheaper. I love the bulk section. The bulk section is my best friend. We get our oatmeal there, we get raisins, we get dried fruit for the girl to snack on. It's amazing. And then 2 other tips, but these are optional. I know it's not an option for everyone, but we cloth diapers, so it makes things a little bit easier up front. It's an investment. And yes, I know it's not as earth-friendly as people make it, because once you are running your washer so many times, technically you're using a lot of energy and blah, blah, blah. I got it. But for us, it's just easier because I'm going to be washing clothes anyway, and I'm a stay-at-home mom, so it's just easy for me to wash diapers and know that I'm not running out of them. Also breastfeeding. Again, I know this isn't always an option for some women, and breastfeeding can be hard, but if you can breastfeed, it's free. It's nice because when we go to the store, we don't really have to go to the baby section and get anything. You know, the kids have pretty much what they need. Again, we shop for the wardrobe once. We don't buy them a ton of toys. Like every time I go to the store, I don't buy Zoe a toy. You know, she plays outside. She reads lots of books. We have tons of books, I'm not going to lie. But we go to the library, we play with other kids. So most of the time, like having a lot of toys and TV and screens and iPads for a personal iPad for a kid, we don't really do because it's just more expensive for us, and exposing her to toys that she's going to play with for a couple minutes. We also rotate them. So I have 2 baskets, and I put one out, and she plays with them, and she's like, oh my God, these toys are the best. And then after she starts starting to become bored, I put it away, and I pull out the other basket, and she's like, oh my God, this is amazing. So I rotate toys until she starts noticing, and it makes it easier because it's like a new toy. So I'm telling you, like, kids like boxes and cooking in a kitchen with you, and she helps me load the washer and the dryer. So I mean, toys aren't really a must-have on our list unless it's slightly a birthday, and we still keep it minimum with that because we don't want to bring a ton of stuff in our house. Okay, I digress. And just keeping life simple. Talk to your spouse. Get rid of things that you don't need. Before you go shopping, look at what's in your pantry and be like, okay, well, I have frozen peas, I have fresh kale, I have some chicken thighs, I have a whole turkey or a whole chicken. What meal can I base off this? Eat your food. Don't waste food. That's another reason why people spend so much money, because they're throwing away food. They go shopping, they have food in their fridge from a month ago or last week when they went shopping. Don't be mindless. Be mindful in all these process. Be mindful with your money. And you will slowly start realizing that you're going to save more. You're going to eat more. Also, eating out. We do eat out, but we've cut back a lot on eating out. A lot. A special occasions, yes, or when friends come in town or whatnot, we do eat out. But we don't eat out a lot. I usually make sure I cook. It would be nice to eat out all the time, but we don't have the money to eat out all the time. We only have one income. So eating out, if that's your thing, try cutting back. Try using that money to pay off a credit card. Try using that money and save for a trip. Experiences as a gift are amazing things. Like, instead of buying your kid a ton of toys, take them somewhere and let them experience something. So I hope these tips help. I know it was all over the place, but this is something I'm really passionate about. And sometimes I get people who kind of look at my life and they be like, oh, well, how did you get quality things? Or that's expensive. The reason why we can shop for quality is because we're not spending. You know, like for Zoe's birthday, I was able to buy really nice gifts for her that I know can either her sister can play for, or I can even resell and get more money for from what I paid for, simply because of planning months out before her birthday, saving, and just making a thoughtful process and not making it too much. She doesn't have a whole bunch. She's literally getting 3 things for her birthday, and 2 of them are small, but they're amazing and they're things she's interested in. And one is a bigger one that, again, once she gets big enough, she can pass to her sister. So I know this video, sorry, that's not like I said a cuss word. I know this video was pretty low budget, but I just really want to share this with you because I get questions on Instagram sometimes from moms like, hey girl, like, how do you do it? How are you going to homeschool and you have one income? It's not easy, but it's possible. You just have to make it work. You got to talk about the money with your spouse. You got to be open. We always talk about money. I always like, hey, where are we at? You know, how much was this? Let's sit down. Let's look at the numbers. You have to be about that. You have to talk about it so much that it's like a normal conversation. So I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions below, and I will be updating you guys on like the rest of my life later. Toodaloo.